Oh my God. Hello. Friends and family, because you're the only ones that watch these videos. It's nice to see you. Thanks for tuning in. It's Friday, February 27th, 2026. It's currently 2:06 p.m. I'm here in this new interesting space. This is my practice room, where I actually am an independent contractor teaching private music lessons now, in addition to, working at the university. So yeah, this is a new employment venture. I have 12 private students, 12 of them. Can you imagine? 7 years old, all the way to like 75, I think my oldest student is, who's like an elderly woman learning how to play classical guitar. Can you imagine? If that's not inspiring, I don't know what is. But man, like her hands are trembling, but she really wants to learn. So I'm, showing her the ropes. It's fascinating to see people come to music even at such an advanced age, because they know it feels good, makes them happy, gives them something to do, it keeps their mind sharp. Oh, yeah. So anyway, that's what's going on. A little life update. With respect to my dissertation, I have submitted several writing samples since the beginning of February. I've been receiving some, moderate levels of feedback from the faculty of the PhD in creativity program. And basically what they've pushed me into doing is writing an opening document, or like a standalone chapter, so to speak, where I can introduce the audience to the heart of my research. But they've made me write in such a way where I cannot use the word anomaly, and I'm not able to really share my heuristics or the equations behind the way I'm analyzing live performance. So I'm writing about it from other perspectives, like talking about the vulnerability of a musician and how that plays into the stakes that are involved, especially when a mistake happens or there's some kind of accident or chain event. And what are the repercussions to the musician? What do the audiences feel? What's the nature of meaning as meaning is generated? And then, how do mistakes, accidents, and chain events transform that meaning into something else? So it's still the same research topic. It's just being framed in this other way so that it's maybe more applicable to a wider audience. I'm still not sure about that. The faculty of the program seem to be very sure that, writing a book with my heuristics and equations and a little bit more of a scientific approach isn't going to go over very well. So I'll take their advice. My cup isn't all the way full. I'll allow them to pour some tea into my cup and, try to see the bigger picture through their eyes. It is a little discouraging and kind of disappointing that I put a lot of mental effort and sort of physical, staying up all night, kind of physical anguish to develop these ideas, to develop these heuristics, the M, I, and B heuristics, the meaning, intelligibility, and volatility heuristics. I know that they work because I've analyzed performances with them, and I've used, Python to visualize the data. The geodesic postcards work. Like, in other words, I could take a snapshot of a performance and kind of get a rendering of the status of everything, all the variables, and then I can take another snapshot and see where the variables have changed. And then when you compare those two, in that difference between the variables, we can start to reveal the presence of anomaly. And anomaly then kind of shows inside of the structure of meaning. It kind of reveals the dimensionality of meaning, because the anomalies are like these little fractures that kind of move through, like in a crystal, for example. So anyway, I'm still deep in my research, and you can tell that I have a lot of ideas about it, but I'm just trying, and I'm being pushed to and asked to write in such a way that would be, more easily understood by a wider reader base. So I don't really know who would be interested in reading this material. Maybe other musicians, maybe just performers, maybe people in like public office, for example, who are worried about saying a wrong word or like making an inappropriate gesture, for example, and having that transform the meaning in ways that weren't intended. But anyway, I'll keep this video short. So that's just a little channel update. Personal life is going well. I'm still single though, living in my geodesic dome on the Sun Spiral property. You can check out those documentary videos if you want to see it. I think I'll be updating the Sun Spiral documentary playlist soon, and I'll film a little bit of the property now since we're moving into like basically the third year, almost going into 3.5 years. So, yeah, that's kind of a full spectrum update on what's going on in my life. It's a pleasure to share it with you. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comments of the video here. Just interact with me in some way. It makes a huge difference. When I see a little heart from someone I know or someone I recognize, it's really touching and it makes me feel good. It's my way of reaching out and connecting with people who have subscribed to the channel. So anyway, take care. Thanks for watching. Sending much love, and see you in the next one.